The Ramban points out that when we look at the Parsha of Bereishis bara, we find that first is a Vayomer, the Asar Mamaras, Hashem said, let there be. Vayomer Lakim Yehi Or, and then Vayi Or. And then there's something else. Vayar Hashem es ha'or ki tov. What's that? You know, human beings, we try hard. The more professional you are, perhaps you stand greater chances of being successful in what you're trying to build. At the end, we got to take a look at it and ask ourselves, is that what I wanted to create? Is it not what I wanted to create? Is it good? What does it look like? Hashem, Vayomer Elokim, there's a chance that it's not perfect. What's the Vayar Ki Tov? He saw it was good. He saw it was good. He didn't know it was going to be good. Says the Ramban, this is really the source to din in creation. Vayar Elokim Ki Tov meant that in every step of creation, every one of the Asara Mamaris, Hashem created it and then took a look at it and said, it's serving its purpose. I therefore perpetuate it. I therefore give it not only the original existence, but I give it the ability to keep existing. That's true of everything he created. Well, one of the things he created, and it was the finale, was the human being. Hashem created man. What did he do? He took a look at man and asked, is man fulfilling its purpose? If it's ki tov, it's perpetuated. To the extent that it is not, it's diminished. That's din. That's din. And that was the din of Adam Harishon on the day he was created. And it's really what the din is for all of us. The din is, are you fulfilling what you were created for? What do you stand for? Chazal tell us something very mysterious, that on Rosh Hashana, you're judged by where you're at on that day. Where do we learn it out of? By Yishmael, it says, Ba'asher hu sham. Hashem saw him, Ba'asher hu sham, Hagam. Yishmael was going to do terrible things. We know a lot more of those terrible things than what Chazal wrote. But when his life was in danger, Chazal tell us it was Rosh Hashana, and Hashem judged him ba'asher hu sham. And at that point in time, he deserved to live. So Hashem gave him life. On Rosh Hashana, we're judged for Rosh Hashana. So we have to ask ourselves, it's a game, it's a charade. Like on Rosh Hashana, you're on your best behavior. You're on your best behavior. And then you get a good year. What's this all about? So we have to know what the Ba'asher hu sham is. Ba'asher hu sham doesn't mean, well, if you spend Rosh Hashana in shul davening, you daven with kavanah, and you spend whatever time there is in the day saying Tillim and learning and all kinds of things people do, then Ba'asher hu sham, you're a tzaddik. Forget about the fact that you may be a batlin the rest of the year. Forget about the fact that during the year your business is not really done the way it should be. Forget about who your need is. No. Ba'asher hu sham is, what are you about? What are you about? Remember, are you serving the purpose? The purpose in creation was for us to be the recipients of Hashem's good. Do you define yourself as that? What do you see yourself living by? What do you see yourself living for? If your tachlis hachaim is to be the recipient of Hashem's good, vayar elokim ki tov, then you're perpetuated, you're given opportunity, you're given a year where you can grow so much more. You live for some other purpose. You live to have a good time. You live because you want to be famous. You want to be powerful, wealthy. You want lots of comfort. That's what you live for. That's not the purpose. Can Hashem say, Vayar Elokim ki tov? This is really it. It's not the maisim, the exact maisa you did here or there. It's what do you stand for? You know, this really answers another one of these kashas that everybody should ask. The first two of the Aseret Yemei Tshuva are Rosh Hashana. And on Rosh Hashana, we're not allowed to say vidui. There's no slichus on Rosh Hashana. We don't say Hashem. Rosh Hashana is Yantiv. It's not a day for vidui. How are these the first 2 days of the Aseret Yemei Tshuva? Where's the Tshuva? And the answer is that the first 2 days of Aseret Yemei Tshuva are different than the rest. The first 2 days of Aseret Yemei Tshuva are Rosh Hashana. And what Rosh Hashana is, what are you about? What do you live for? Is your purpose in living identical to that Hashem had in mind when He created you? Vayar Elokim ki tov. That's what it's about. It's not about sitting there and doing a cheshbon on nefesh on every one of your actions. That already is the rest of Aseret Yemei Tshuva and Yom Kippur, where we're busy doing tshuva for our actions. The tshuva of Rosh Hashanah is, what am I about? What do I stand for? And this is why we've been talking about how the Yikar Tefillah is Zachreinu L'chaim, and you're defining for yourself, what do you mean by Chaim? That when you say Zachreinu L'chaim, when you say the word Chaim, something in you should feel like lighting up. L'chaim is to shine. L'chaim doesn't mean to breathe. We spoke about that. Is that why you live? Do you live for Hashem's purpose, which is to grow and share and be the recipient of Hashem's tov by connecting to Him? You got a good day. You got a good din. Vayar Elokim ki tov. Hashem will say about you ki tov. He will give you another year of opportunity. If Chalila, you're so bothered by Rosh Hashanah, it's such a depressing day. You wish it wouldn't be. You wish it were free for all. You wish you could just feel close to Hashem and nothing else. You wish that being close to Hashem wouldn't involve being the Givor HaKodesh Yitzchak. You wish you wouldn't have to stand up to all kinds of nisyanis. Nope. Nope. Doesn't work. It's the day you gotta feel that you want to live. The day you gotta feel how much you appreciate working hard. Because that's your purpose. And if you live up to your purpose, if you really develop that attitude, then Vayar Elokim ki tov. That's Rosh Hashana. That is Rosh Hashana. Wanting to live. The famous Yerushalmi, Man de domech for Hashem, someone who sleeps on Rosh Hashanah, domech mazle, his mazel is verschlafen, his mazel sleeps. So people are very makbid not to sleep on Rosh Hashanah. And many are noig to make sure that they get up before nets, some even earlier than that, so that there isn't the second of the day in daylight that they're asleep, because they don't want their mazel to fall asleep. We're not superstitious. We're not superstitious. What is this? This is not superstition. No, this is not superstition. Judaism is not superstition. The Yerushalmi is not superstition. You know, there's another superstition the Jews have. It sounds like we're very superstitious about sleep. First thing in the morning, you wash negel Wasser to wash off the ruach ra of sleep. The ruach ra of sleep. Sleep is a 60th of death. David HaMelech was Zohir. He didn't want to sleep long enough for it to be called sleep. Only a Shenas Arai. He would doze off, but that's it. What do we have against sleep? What do we have against sleep? So you got to know. It's nice to feel rested. But enjoying sleep, what does it mean to enjoy sleep? Oh, it's so good to get away from the trials of living and just pull the blanket up and close your eyes and forget the world. Yeah. That's the 60th of death. That's running away from life. That is the cop-out. Running away from the trials of life. Running away from having to work hard, build our midas, stand up to the tests, to the nisyonos. Sleep is running away from it. On Rosh Hashana, that's not a day you want to cop out. Rosh Hashana is the day we best crave life, meaningful life, working hard. That's the day. The last thing we want to do is sleep. The last thing we want to do is sleep. Listen, if one is sleeping, not to cop out of life, and you got to be honest. You got to be honest. But one is really so tired that they're not functional. They want to take a little nap. That's not running away from reality. That's exercising reality. That's being responsible. That's a different story. We're talking about running away from responsibility, running away from hard work, running away from life. You got to be honest. Got to be honest. When do you go to sleep as a cop-out? When do you go to sleep as the responsible way of dealing with fatigue? Which one are you doing? Rosh Hashana is a day for choosing life. Rosh Hashana is a day for desiring din. Rosh Hashana is a day where we pledge our allegiance. We recommit ourselves to Hashem's purpose in our existence, which is to earn, to work hard and earn. That's the yunt of the day. That's the way we get what we're looking for. And what we're looking for should be more opportunity to grow. That's the Rosh Hashana. That's the yunt of Rosh Hashana. That's the avodah of Rosh Hashana. And the din of Rosh Hashana, vayar lakim ki toiv. And Hashem should see every one of us as toiv, as a fulfillment of His desire to give. Every one of us should define ourselves as the recipient of Hashem's good, the receptacle for Hashem's good. Every one of us is a kli for Hashem's giving. That's the way we define ourselves. Rosh Hashanah, more than any other time of the year, this is the day that Hashem does what He did then. He gives life, but how? The same way He perpetuated all of existence, because it was toiv. Rosh Hashanah, every year, there is the power of new life, the power of new meaning, of new opportunity. And that comes by way of ki toiv, Hashem seeing us as living for the sake of being the recipients of His good. We should all be zoich.